Good day everyone! For today's video, we are going to discuss about technology management. The definition, elements, categories, importance, parameters, effectiveness, and benefits. First is technology. Formally, it has been defined by Everett M. Rogers as a design for instrumental action that reduces the uncertainty and the cause-effect relationships involved in achieving a desired outcome. That is, technology encompasses both tangible products, such as the computer and knowledge about processes and methods. Next is management. It is the act of getting people together to accomplish desired goals and objectives using available resources efficiently and effectively. Since organizations can be viewed as systems, management can also be defined as human action, including design to facilitate the production of useful outcomes from a system. This view opens the opportunity to manage oneself, a prerequisite to attempting to manage others. Management's functions include planning, organizing, staffing, directing or leading, and controlling an organization. Next is technology management. According to the 1987 report of National Research Council or NRC of USA, management of technology is the hidden competitive advantage bridging the knowledge and the practice gap between science, engineering, and business management. Management of technology as a field links engineering, science, and management disciplines to plan, develop, implement technological capabilities to shape and accomplish the strategic and operational objectives of an organization. To put it in a simple way, technology management is about getting people and technologies working together to do what people are expecting, which is a collection of systematic methods for managing the process of applying knowledge to extend the human activities and produce defined products. Effective technology management synthesizes the best ideas from all sides: academic, practitioner, generalist, or technologies. Next is the elements of technology management. Important elements for consideration in technology management are technology evaluation, integration, planning, implementation, training, and change. First is technology evaluation. It involves selection as well as an implementation and post-implementation evaluations. Continuous improvement is necessary to ensure that the technology is always effective. Under this element is the progress metrics. During an implementation, progress should be measured with metrics to illustrate and quantify the achievement of milestones to aid team members in understanding what work is to be done and to easily show success and weaknesses in the project. Second is history. It is desirable to gather input from other organizations with experience implementing the same or a similar system. Additional input from current users would also be helpful in understanding system limitations and strengths. Next is dedicated evaluators. A team of users and decision makers should be enlisted to evaluate different systems and choose the appropriate alternative. Fourth is the fitness, quality, and value. Potential applications should be capable of meeting the anticipated growth in the business, as well as various opportunities for integration and improving processes. Last is the human factors. The methodology for performing operations should be intuitive and the system should be user-friendly.
Another element of technology management is product and process integration. Product and process integration focuses on determining how a system can be integrated within an organization and the necessity for interaction with the process. In this element, it doesn't mean that integrating the technology immediately, but conceptualizing the process integration of the system or technology. In product and process integration, it consists of change process or system. When integrating technology with business operations or organizational operations, it is important to consider the implications of the change system with the other existing system. Also, cost must be considered as well as the effectiveness of change method and technology configuration. Also, under the product and process integration is document and communicate changes. Any changes to operations and reasons for the changes must be documented. Having decision history can be instrumental in the event of turnover as well as in the future when staffs are being questioned. Also, without understanding the reasoning behind the change, members of the organization may not accept it. Third is determining the needs. It is essential to determine the needs of an organization to know what the system must do and how it interfaces with other groups of people and other systems. For example, you have a hard time tracking the library visitors and there is a need for a convenient and easy way to monitor them. That is why a technology or a system must be developed. Determining the needs of the organization also means having a reason for improvement. Third element of technology management is planning. Planning deals with incorporating the necessary personnel and resources into a sound project plan. Planning focused on team composition, member selection criteria, experience and involvement, scope, schedule, and budget changes and challenges. In the element of planning, it must have scope definition. During the planning stages, it is essential to have a clear definition of scope of technological projects. Scope prevents resources from being used for extraneous projects, and it helps the project stay on budget. When projects are planned for a given scope, milestone can be defined and the specific details of a project can be determined. The scope also helps maintain the project's integrity and purpose. Also, strong centralized leadership. Strong central leader is necessary to keep a project on track. This is especially important if a change involves many functional groups. Having one leader to represent each group is often not enough to maintain authority and responsibility for a project. Third is technology experience. Team members should have experience with technology to better understand the project needs. If vendor consultants are used, the consultant should have demonstrated experience implementing technology as well as significant knowledge of the system to provide necessary support. Last is be specific. Project plans should be as specific as possible to accurately determine budget, time, and resource needs. Example of specifics include assigning resources to milestone through a work breakdown structure, budgeting for the logistics of bringing in outside consultants and team members from satellite locations, and having detailed requirements for each milestone. Fourth element of technology management is implementation. In implementation, it is the crucial stage when plans are being realized and change begins to become reality. If a plan was not followed, the changes are observed at this time. Implementation must consist of testing. When implementing a new technology, it must be sufficiently tested and evaluated as to be released with the fewest glitches or bugs possible. The vendor must deliver on promises, and the details of vendor offerings should be determined prior to implementation, so all aspects of the system can be tested. It also must consist of human factors. As in technology evaluation, human factors are important during implementation. Any changes, customizations, or configurations to the application should also consider human factors to make the system intuitive and user-friendly. Next is contingency plans. Contingency plans should be developed in case errors occur in the system or some aspects cannot be implemented in the time frame and budget allotted. If possible, old systems and new systems should run parallel until the new application's integrity is validated or any problems are fixed. Communicate. Frequent communications must be occur between team members regarding the status, obstacles, progress, limitations, and successes. It is important for all team members to understand what is occurring with the technology they have invested, as well as to transfer status information to the business or organizations. Fifth element of technology management is training. In the absence of proper training, an effectively planned implementation is useless because training is a necessary aspect of technology management. As we become more and more reliant on technology, it is important that users of technology, especially the staff, know how to utilize the technology or system that your business or organization is investing in. It consists of budget, significant time, and money. Training logistics should also be spelled out to accurately budget resources for expenses such as training rooms, training computers and software, and travel for trainers and trainees. Additional resources may be required to overcome systems' shortcomings by teaching users how to deal with the difficulties. Second is schedule formal training for the users. Formal training and learning are the main focus of training and should be mapped out. Training does not end at a training session. Users will continue to need assistance until they become acclimated with the system and feel comfortable using it. It offers options to suit different learning styles. Relate information to the importance of use, benefits, and fit with daily activities. Training should be broken down from the different levels and speeds of learning. Realize that learning will take time and be accepting of mistakes as users become acclimated with the methods. Training must be fun. Make it fun to engage learners. Training should be fun to help hold interest and attention, as well as to build enthusiasm and the desire to learn and use the new application effectively. Last element of technology management is change. To effectively make changes, it is important to anticipate, manage, and control the change process. Institutionalizing a new technology, an organization or business may undergo many changes, including an entire change in technology management. It consists of corporate support. Corporate support is essential in changing the way operations are performed. It is necessary to have support for integration to ensure that the system is used to the best of its abilities and properly integrated into the daily activities it was designed for. Second, out with the old. To force a change to occur, disable the old technology. User will resort to their old habits in emergency situations and be less likely to adapt to the change if the option of not changing remains. Change is a process. Acknowledge that change is also an ongoing process. It does not only happen for one new technology, but evolves from that technology and from other sources. Note that the elements of technology management is also a cycle. After implementing and training the technology, staff observe the process and might think of an idea to change the system. Change is the last element, and if you want a change, it will need to undergo evaluation again. which is the first element.
Now, let's proceed to discussing the different types of technology management. The first one to be discussed is the macro technology management. This is also referred to as managing technology at the national level. It involves the planning of technology development at a larger scale, identifying the key issues and related fields to be developed, deciding on whether importing technology management plans of different institutions or self-development is to be pursued, establishing mechanisms for managing technology in the institution, and designing policy measures for control. The second one is the micro-technology management. While the macro-technology management is focused on managing technology at a larger scale, this one is more focused on managing technology at the project level. It is focused on making technology strategy in response to competitors inside and outside the institution, and then integrating the strategy to the overall strategy of the institution, identifying and evaluating different options, factors, and innovations in technology management, and managing the project development itself. Now, while these two types of categories of technology management differ on the scale in which they are managing technology, these two both seek to raise the economic efficiency of the institution. They are both dependent on each other. The micro-technology management is the basis on the macro-technology management. The macro-technology management provides guidelines and policies which will be used as basis for future projects in micro-technology management.
Let us now move on to the importance of technology management. Technology management is a key to performance in every sphere of activity in the current era, be it finance, marketing, or even in the libraries and information services. In order to understand the technology management, it is very crucial to know the importance of technology in general. This will not only help us to be aware of technology management better, but it will also help us to realize that technology plays a very important role in every aspect of our lives, in which, if technology is utilized properly, it can foster strategic growth, while if it's mishandled, it can bring damage and loss. Indeed, the importance of technology management has deeper impacts in our lives. Here are the four importance of technology management in every organizations like the libraries. First, it creates competitive advantages. According to Radna Krishna 2002, technology management as a set of disciplines allows organizations to manage their technological fundamentals to create competitive advantage through planning and developing its technological capabilities. Organizations like libraries or information centers with technology strength alone are able to enjoy sustainable competitive advantage. Thus, new, improved, and well-managed technology gives the library a competitive edge over existing libraries in different ways. With the implementation of effective technology management, libraries and other organizations can gain leverages information to improve both performance and overall usefulness of products, systems, and services. Also, it can lead to a wide range of potential effects through reducing cost of operations, new creation of products or services, adaptation to changes in scale and format, improved customer service, and reorganized administrative operations. This assures that the library and other organizations gains and maintains a strong position in its core technologies which are relevant to its user services relationship and create competitive advantages for the organization. Second, it fosters strategic growth. The process of managing technology involves organizing, coordinating, and managing activities. Every organization like library is looking to thrive and expand their horizons in order to provide extraordinary services and fulfill the needs of the clients. Technology management as a tool can analyze what customers need and specify which technologies are supposed to be implemented and spot the ones to be stopped. If the library or organizations creates a framework and plans to well manage and utilize its different available technologies, an organization will improve, reduce operational costs on its operations, and foster strategic growth. The customer value is important for the organization because it essentially triggers the continuous development and innovation of technology. This is why some library organizations and other businesses adopt more and more technologies for the purpose of advancement, progress, security, and become recognizable in the public. In simple terms, the significance of technology management is to maximize the cost effectiveness of investment in technology development, which can contribute to the value and strategic growth of an organization. Third, it promotes technological innovation. Technology management is also important when it comes to optimization, integrated and exclusive designing, management, and application of technological tools and products. Better descriptions of services and actions, which basically facilitates mankind with better technological advancement. This helps an organization grasp an opportunity and use it to create and introduce new ideas, processes, or products industriously, which lead to technological innovation. Technological innovation, typically thought of as a new product development, refers to the process in which a new idea is embodied in tools, devices, or procedures that are of practical value to the society. It may be a new process of production, leading to increased efficiency, better support for a given product, or lower cost. By utilizing innovation management tools, management can trigger and deploy the creative capabilities of the workforce for the continuous development of the organization. Lastly, helps in data-driven decisions. One of the significance of technology management is that it helps organizations make data-driven decisions. By having access to important data such as finances, market trends, and customer satisfaction scores, library and organizations can figure out strategies and plans for implementations. Without having access to this insight and knowledge, they can risk making decisions that are detrimental to their success. However, with tracking metrics that showcase performance and trends, library and other organizations can understand which direction they are headed and what needs to be done to reach the organizational goals. Therefore, it is absolutely impossible to imagine a place without the use of technology in today's day and age. The fact that we do every single thing online just explains in a single minute how important technology is to us. The very first invention of the world in terms of technology has now led us to computers, great online devices, social media, and many others, just to name a few. With the evolving use of technology, technology management remains significant as it is a very useful tool in understanding the value of a certain technology in a specific organization, such as library information centers, businesses, as well as other sectors to grow and become strong in the market.
We have learned about the importance of technology management, especially to organizations. Now, for us to realize the importance said earlier, we must have a way to measure milestones or to quantify our achievements. In this case, we call them parameters. According to the Cambridge values determine the characteristics or behavior of something. In our case, we can define parameters as a measurable property that helps us define where we are in terms of our goals. Our parameters for today comes from the paper of Epstein and Rich, 2005. First, our parameter is the number, cost, and price and perception of products and services offered must be higher or equal to other organizations. Second, improved break or fix maintenance response or resolution time. Third, positive amounts saved on the cost of quality. Basically, our existing technologies or potential technologies that we will buy must have measurable benefits when compared to our previous technology or when compared to other organizations and in our case, other libraries. Next, the number of IT applications that are not fully integrated within the overall IT system must be low. And the percentage of standardized hardware, databases, communications, and application systems must increase. So the applications or software used by the organization must be accessible in a framework or a system that will integrate those applications or software to create a positive user experience when accessing any application or software. Basically, when a user wants to use a application or a software, the user should, as much as possible, minimize the time needed to go from one application to another. Next, we have the amount spent on investments in IT skills and knowledge, the percentage of planned change in the annual IT budget, the percentage of senior executives' time dedicated to IT, and the percentage of senior managers that are IT literate. So all of these parameters are centered on determining the skills of the organizational staff and personnel involved when it comes to technology to ensure the success of a technology plan or initiative. Next, we have site traffic or the number of visits and the functionality of the organizational website. A client satisfaction level ratings is positive and there should be a reduction in customer grievances. So the website of an organization must be functional and serves the needs of both the client and or the users of the organization, in this case a library. And both the client satisfaction level ratings and how customer grievances are reduced or even tackled are indications on how well a technology is implemented by or in the organization. Next, we have an adequate budget allocation invested in training and an adequate amount available for IT staff training and development. And for number 16, there is a provision in the budget for the IT literacy of existing employees, or it may even be for potential employees. The parameters mentioned center around staff and personnel must have adequate training or knowledge on the existing or the potential technology utilized or will be utilized by the organization, since they will be dealing with the clients using the existing or potential technology of the organization. So we must also keep in mind how our staff or personnel, how are they experienced or knowledgeable with using a particular technology before we can implement that in our organization. Next, there must be a percentage increase in the production output per employee. This means that the amount of tasks completed by the organizational staff must increase when we compare it to the previously used technology or upon the acquisition of a new technology. Otherwise, the cost of that technology may outweigh its benefits, especially when using this technology, the productivity of our staff decreases. must have a positive increase when compared to the previously used technology. And this existing technology, or the technology that we will be acquiring, must not compromise the time it takes for us to accomplish these tasks. Again, it deals with the productivity and efficiency of the staff when using this technology. Otherwise, again, the cost of this new technology is detrimental to the organization, because again, if it decreases the productivity of our staff, and the time it takes to deliver services has not changed substantially. The implementation of a measurement system should not be seen as a threat or as an imposition on the staff. Rather, it should be viewed as a process to improve performance and learning. If we improve not just on a technological level, but also on a management level as well, our organization as a whole will benefit from it. And in our case, as future librarians, our clients will benefit from this improvement as performance measurement systems or parameters have to be modified as circumstances change and goals are modified. Every organization is different in some ways, particularly when it comes to its staff, its budget, and of course its circumstances. That is why the parameters we stated earlier should only serve as a guide and not something that is etched in stone. Again, adapt and change your parameters according to your circumstances so that your organization can experience the effectiveness and the benefits of technology management, which we will be mentioning later.
Technology management's effectiveness can be measured by the power it wields over libraries and information centers. Libraries and information centers use technologies to deliver information, to provide service, and to transform a system, and this can be supported by good technology management. Technology management has significant impact on the transformation of libraries and information centers. Technologies help for the continuous development that reshape the way libraries access, retrieve, store, manipulate, and disseminate information to users. Here are the following points that can be explored in relation to the effectiveness of technology management in libraries and information centers. Improve information services. Nowadays, almost every society depends on information expertise. Information has become a significant element of our lives and should be accessible when desired. There are new techniques to facilitate the right to information. Technology management in the libraries has given birth to new forms of services in order for clients to get contentment. Given that the primary aim of libraries is to provide all citizens with equitable access to information. They make it easier to acquire, store, organize, process, analyze, present, communicate, and disseminate information. Libraries are expected to use various types of technology to give information more rapidly and in larger volume. Through technology management, there will be innovations and new approaches to the needs and for the improvements of the libraries and information centers, because the problems and weaknesses are easily seen and the strengths that need to keep up. Improve productivity and operational efficiency inside the libraries. Make sure to use right-of technology. Librarians and other staff should be aware that technology management also entails knowing and understanding how the following technologies can be used to increase productivity and reduce work and difficulties inside the organization. Set clear goals. Good technology management should have goals to achieve to stay focused and productive. In other words, know when and how to use the technology. Always remember that it should be SMART, a type of goal that it used to facilitate goal setting. It is an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely, because it is important to have measurable goals in technology management. Train and retrain. It is a must that technological expertise be shared throughout the organization. Knowledge should not be kept to oneself. It should be shared so that everyone understands how to use technology wisely and successfully. Integrated their virtual space and services. Academics, librarians, and students would benefit from a collaborative approach to learning, resource reusability, cross-searching, and time savings as a result of the integration. Virtual space presents a unique environment of its own, an environment in which individuals and organizations are continuously producing, modifying, transferring, disseminating, accessing, and using information. Provided constituents, education, and entertainment. Students can enjoy searching, writing articles, upload photos and videos, manage email, send messages, but also help them to keep up with the librarian and other students. It avoids frustration and tediousness by providing students with 24/7 access to library resources from anywhere and anytime. 4 rules for effective technology management. 1. Manage technology strategically. The better approach is to manage technology strategically and allocate resources by priorities. 2. Adapt to change. To keep up, librarians and staff must invest more in process improvement and training. 3. Intercommunication. Collaboration, discussion, and symposium is important to get new insight, new perspectives, research, and development for the libraries. 4. Planning. Librarians and staff should operate from a technology plan that integrates with overall firm vision and strategy.
Nowadays, technology continues to evolve and it's becoming more and more integrated with society. In libraries, we use different technologies to provide better services. Technology management helps the libraries to become more efficient and effective. Here are some of the benefits of technology management. First one is makes work easier. By using different technologies, softwares, and systems, it makes easier to acquire, store, organize, analyze, present, communicate, and disseminate information. The next one is we can easily detect problems. Tracking history helps us to easily detect problems by tracking performances over time and going back to previous work and analysis to recall the decisions that we've made from the past. Next one is adapt to changes. Technological adaptability helps us to learn and comprehend new technology with confidence and without fear. Being adaptable is required in our world of changing technology. The next one is it can give us security and backup. It is important to have a backup and recovery solution that has a strong security is foremost when looking to protect and save data or collections. This will ensure recovery when the disaster strikes. Before I end this report, please keep in mind that success in technology management is not simply about hitting home runs. It is not so much the deployment of the next big thing that guarantees success. It is the proper alignment of the technology solutions used to the objectives and needs of the institutions.